What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Kiwan, and I am back with the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 16, Episode 2, Hot Dogs and Hot Mics. All right. Before I start, could you please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel? Click the notification bell button to be updated on every video that I drop. And could you guys make sure you please are liking up the videos so I can stay in the algorithm of things? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And here we go. So, the episode picks up with Shamia and Portia confronting Drew about Dennis. Child, please. Shamia said 3 people told her that her and Dennis was booed up. Girl, please. Portia said Drew didn't tell her that her and Dennis was working together. Again, why should she? You stole that lady husband. Anyway, so as Drew started to explain, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Drew was getting a little Tubi-ish for me, but it don't even matter. So as Drew explained, I don't know why she explained it. So I just want to know why Portia. What is Portia really mad at? Okay, so Portia tells Drew she's a low down, dirty individual. I said pot, meat, kettle. You stole that lady husband. So then she gets even more dramatic and says, can I break the fourth wall? So they let her break the fourth wall. Like, I really don't know why y'all got this lady here, but whatever. So Portia tells Drew she asked Dennis to film with her. So I'm just trying to figure out, why don't you want Dennis to film with you? I mean, film with her. That has nothing to do with you. He's filming with her. But it'll be okay if he can come meet you and film with you for your daughter. Okay, Portia. It just make me feel like you're trying to run this entire thing as if it's your show. But whatever, I guess. So, Portia calls Drew an awful slimy person. Once again, the nerve. You have some nerve. Anyway, again, I ask, why are you mad at Drew? Oh, okay, no, I'm sorry. So my question is, so are you mad at her about bringing Dennis on? Are you mad because she's working with Dennis? Or are you mad because she asked Dennis to film with her? Because she kept bringing up different stuff. And I guess eventually she found clarity in what her real reason was later on. So at this point, I don't give a damn if Drew is lying and she's putting on a performance of her life. We don't care. I don't. So I'm just gonna say this again. You stole that lady husband. So I think this is my problem with Portia. You want Drew to provide you with some excuse, but just 10 minutes ago, this lady was asking you why you did what you did. Anytime somebody confront you on what you have done with between Fallon and that man, you never have an explanation, but you expect other people to have an explanation. I guess you have to make that make sense to me. And then you sit here calling this lady all kind of names. So you don't care who you hurt, because we all know Portia to be a selfish, grimy individual. But when somebody hurts you, you're really taken aback. Like, oh my God, they did it to me. Y'all, I'm sorry. Portia to me is not a good person. Like, I don't like when crazy stuff happens. Like what Simon's doing to her, I think that is unfair. I think Simon is trash, and I think he's a piece of work. But at the same time, you stole, and this is the result of stealing. Okay? Shamia, listen. I'm going to just grab you by the scalp real quick, because you trying to confront Drew on behalf of your hoe ass friend make me side eye you as well. But you want to pause Miss Kelly when she asked Portia about what happened between her and Simon and Fallon. I don't understand that. This is everybody. This is my problem with Shamia, and I know this is everybody's problem with Shamia. You take up for the one person who has never been there for you. She's been a terrible friend. You know that, but whatever. Next scene. So we get to Angela's house. Her and Charles have been married. They have four kids. He cook, he clean. They met in Chicago at a party. She said that she hadn't heard from him after they swapped numbers in about 10 years. And she tells her daughter is beautiful, tells her daughter about the party. So as she's telling her daughter about the party, Charles is slamming dishes and he kind of like asking questions like, where's so and so and so and so, just kind of be a little rude or whatever. And Angela felt like Drew shouldn't have worked with Dennis. And she also, with her husband, she feels like she's one of those women that, I'm just going to keep the peace. I'm going to let him say what he say and whatever it is, what it is. The way she said it, y'all, it just felt like she takes a back seat to him, especially when it comes to her feelings. She doesn't express those things because of how he is, and that's not okay. So Kenya and Portia. So y'all, we get the montage of Kenya and Portia when she called Portia Miss America, Miss USA, and she told her, bye, Ashley. Y'all remember that? When that was both of their first seasons. Miss Mora. I'm sorry. You would never know the convictions of being a wife. Sorry. So, I am glad that these two are not at it. Okay? This is fine with me. This is okay with me. So, they talk about the situation with Drew. Portia is really mad because Drew asked Dennis to film with him. And I was like, okay, Portia, you can have it, sis. So Kenya asked about her and scamming Simon. Apparently, she's Simon's fifth wife. He has credit card fraud, a whole lot of other charges that apparently she didn't know about. Because you married him, you got with him. What, did y'all marry in 18 days or did you get with him 18 days after him and what's her name stopped? So you didn't even have time to check on this man to see what he really was about. You just went on Instagram with this picture talking about love wins. Girl, please. So she said she knew Simon was her person when she wrote that book, and she talked about all the stuff that she went through with different people and what she went through, I want to say, with her dad. I don't know. Girl, next scene. I just can't with Portia because Portia just really, I really would like to believe her, but she's just got too many antics for me and I just can't. But eventually, maybe something to change in me down the line. We just started. But right now, I really used to love, Portia used to be my favorite. But now, I can't jive with her, okay? Miss Kelly is at her potential restaurant, her second location. Her publicist, Lamont, is with her. And her project manager comes in. He tells her that they may not be open by her July, which is her grand opening. And she wants to get it done ASAP. And I'm just like, y'all gonna stop trying to get stuff real quick. Okay, it's gonna come when it's supposed to come. I don't know. I don't know nothing about building. I don't know nothing about project managing. I don't know nothing about none of that. So I'm gonna mind my business. Anyway, Britt, we finally meet Britt and her husband. They married in COVID. He was her. He was her client, insurance client. She said that she wanted I guess they end up being friends. I don't know what happened. They went on their first date to Vegas. She said she built her insurance business from the ground up, which is always an A+. She said she didn't get it from no man. I was like, oh, girl, who you shading? Um, and she wants a baby. um he was like, why do we have to plan for a baby? And apparently he's just like not a planner. She is. And she was like, I want us to expand so her mom can come live with them. So she want her mom to come sell a house, she wants her mom to sell her house so she can move in with them and help them take care of a baby that's not here yet, but I guess they're going to have one. I don't know. Anyway, Shamia visits Shadera. Y'all remember Shadera? When I first heard the name, I was like, isn't that the lady who had the baby for Candy and Todd? And as soon as I said that, that's when they showed it. So that was her. We liked Shadera. Okay? She was Candy's surrogate. So apparently, Shadera was diagnosed with breast cancer while she was carrying Shamia's baby. So they had to take the baby out. Her baby was preemie, and her baby was in the hospital and had complications. And so Shadera felt like she was a failure because Shiloh came out as a preemie and because she had breast cancer. And I was just like, oh my God. So both her and Shamia get emotional. And I was just like, no. So Shamia really was like, no, please don't think like that. That's not true. So Shadera also wanted to know if the cause of everything happening to Shamia's baby was the cancer in her body. So I think Shamia was like, no, we don't know. So we don't, it is what it is. She's alive and well. And they didn't say it like that, but that's what I'm saying. Like, the baby's here. She's alive and well. And I'm not sure if Shadera now has a business where she finds surrogates for women who want to have babies. And they want to go that surrogacy route. I commend her for that. I really do. I think this was a good thing. I think what happened to her was unfortunate, but she also says she probably wouldn't have never found out about the cancer if she would have carried that baby, because I don't think I think she said she don't think she would have been checking her breasts and stuff regularly. So with a baby, there are things that they check more often. So Shamia tells us that she went through 7 rounds of IVF, and apparently with the IVF, she had to stick herself 4 times in the morning and 4 times at night. And I was like, that's a lot. So she did end up being pregnant, but she had cramps one night. So she went to the hospital. Y'all, the hospital told her, we have a number of people waiting in front of you. When I tell you, that was the most effed up thing I have ever heard. Shamia said she went back to her seat and the blood just came out. And, she had a miscarriage right at the hospital. And I was just like, oh my God. Like, I really felt bad for Shamia. And even for Shadina. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot. Shadina she tells Shamia that she'll find a surrogate for her. I think she said she found a surrogate for her who will be perfect. And I think that's a good route to go if you cannot have babies. Again, a lot of women can't carry babies, which is unfortunate. There are a lot of women who have to go through IVF treatments. And, it's really unfortunate because you want to be able to see every woman who want to have a baby just carry their baby full term, but unfortunately those things don't happen, and I really hate that for Shamia. But she said her husband wants more kids, and sometimes I think that's pretty selfish as well. She said because he has taken care of her, and I am so glad that she has somebody taking care of her. But at what expense? like I get surrogacy route. I get, IVF treatments. IVF treatments ain't working, so she have to go through surrogacy. And I get it. She's okay with it. She's okay with it, but I just I think men don't understand the severity of pregnancy. The stuff that women's bodies have to go through. I don't care if you're a surrogate or not. You're risking your body every time there is a pregnancy. That's all I want to say, because I am no doctor, okay? By no means. Anyway, Britt and her husband apparently had a Zoom wedding. I guess she's gonna have some type of ceremony. She tell Kelly don't show up 3 hours late. I was like, oh wow. So they talk about the party. Britt talks about Kenya again, and I'm just like, girl. Apparently, Britt gonna keep bringing this up, and I just think at this point, the fact that y'all have Kenya off the show, and she is the one who's constantly talking about Kenya. I'm sorry, make that make sense to me. Yeah, what Kenya did was crazy. Yep. But she just constantly making herself more agitated by this whole Kenya situation. Like, I just don't understand what she did or what she said that was so wrong. Like, she asked a question. Sorry, y'all. So Kelly says that her divorce was nasty and the ninja stole $500,000 out of their business account. I was like, wow. And she said again that things between them got physical. I was like, wow. I'm glad that this lady is out of that situation. Anyway, Angela, Drew, and Shamia, they meet up so they can work out. So, as the ladies are working out, Drew tells the ladies that Dennis said he reached out to Ralph and Portia for their blessing. I can only tell you what Dennis said to me. So Angela asked Shamia, did she ask that question specifically for Portia? And before Shamia can answer, Angela kept asking, well, did you do it for Portia? And it just got to the point where Shamia left. I said, okay. So Portia and Dennis. All right. She asked him about Drew. He said that this is a business about she asked him about Drew. He said that basically they're just business partners. So she said, you're saying you're business partners, but Drew's saying something else. And I was like, she didn't say something else. She said that basically they were working together. And she did say, she fluffed it up and said he was, an angel in disguise or whatever, God sent or whatever. But that didn't have nothing to do with Dennis. That had more to do with Dennis getting her up because she was going through the divorce with Ralph. I'm divorcing a man who I'm still living in a house with. So, or saving grace or whatever. So I just think this girl is trying to put 20 on 10. And just at this point, I just feel like this conversation is pointless because you keep saying she's your friend and you're saying she's not. And then, you decide to give Dennis an ultimatum. Portia goes to the back and she's crying. And I'm just like, I just cannot feel sorry for her. Like, I don't understand. So apparently she doesn't want Dennis to film, period. And I'm just like, why? Dennis filming puts money in his pocket, which helps him take care of Pilar. Like, I get it. Yeah, she could have worked with anybody. She could have worked with the Jazzy Face. She could have worked with anybody. She could have. But maybe this was her trying to give Dennis some type of exposure as, a producer. Maybe. And maybe she could have just brought him on the show for clicks and views. At this point, we don't care because you wanted to come back. So guess what? Everything you have attached with you is coming back. All right. So I guess if he films with her, this gonna cause an issue with him, getting to see Pilar. Like, she didn't say that, but it was like you're saying that. Like, you're giving him an ultimatum. Child, that's what a hot mic or whatever they was talking, and this what an episode in, girl. I just can't. Portia is not finna get on my nerves, okay? And I feel her finna get on my nerves this season, and her little friend finna come back. So I will see y'all in the next one. Y'all look for Married to Medicine. I'll drop that in a few. And we just gonna go from there. Bye.